Hey people, this is my new Duesenberg Tremelo that mounts to where the stop tailpiece goes on a Les Paul, and you don't have, it doesn't alter the guitar. You don't have to drill any holes. You mount it as fast as you can put strings on, and it's perfect. This excuse me for that. You know, when you get old, and you're as old as I am, you get frogs in your throat. But I love this here guitar, and I didn't want to mar up the body with the, with the Maestro tailpiece. You have to drill holes and stuff. Hell no. And this thing works great. Stays in tune really well. I'm gonna tell you why. The nut here, I put a graphite nut on there. I know how to do it real perfectly. I am a guitar repair person. I work on my own stuff, but I have worked on a lot of other people's stuff. And I do excellent installation of these graphite nuts. Or I could make a bone nut I made a saddle for my Martin D28 up in Hideaway Park, Colorado, and the ski slopes where people were up there for skiing and ski competitions and stuff, And anyway, I played in a place called the Swiss House of Fondue. Really a well-to-do, expensive restaurant. And they had live entertainment, which was me and another guy. And, we had a good duo. We played the whole ski season up there, and then I drove back to Birmingham in a blizzard, all the way to Dallas from Winter Park, Colorado, up past Denver, up I-70, and then I went down the interstate all the way down to the bypass through Amarillo, Texas, and on down into Denver. Spent the night at my dad's girlfriend's apartment. My dad was there. Of course, he was drunk, as usual, and he was being a son of a bitch. So I got my dog. I had a dog with me. Malamute, half wolf, timber wolf, and Malamute, a great dog, big old thing. Anyway, I got the dog, put it in my little Mazda 4-cylinder, tiny little 2-door car. I had the engine rebuilt in that thing like 4 times. But anyway, I got in it and left at like 1:30 in the morning to get away from my dad being drunk. And I got tired of his abuse and left during the snow blizzard storm in Dallas. I drove and the interstate was closed. I went around the barriers and just kept on driving through the snow on an empty interstate. I went about 50 miles and a state trooper pulled me over and told me that I wasn't supposed to be on the interstate, and I told him I was really, I had a CB radio in my car, and if I needed assistance, if I got stuck or something, I'd call on the CB and get some help. And I drove. I said, I'll drive out of this pretty soon and be daylight. So sure enough, he let me keep going, and then there was traffic and daylight, and I went through Baton Rouge, and went through, of course, Mississippi, and then into Alabama, and went through Meridian, Mississippi, and then Tuscaloosa, and then on my way to Birmingham to stay at my mother's house. I was 22, 23 years old. I think I was 23. I started doing a single act. I was doing a single act. T.P. Crockmeyer's in Birmingham used to be there, and I did I made I busted the bridge. This dude hit my microphone on the dance floor at that club I was playing at, that restaurant, and the mic hit my bridge, my saddle, bone saddle on my Martin, busted it. So I had to play with it broken for the rest of the night, and I was so angry, and I didn't know what to do because we were snowed in. There was no way to, do anything. So I told the cook, Dell, I said, dry me out a steak bone. And they had huge T-bones. I mean, it was unreal. And as I said, dry me out a couple of steak bones and get the meat off of them and put them through the dishwasher. I'm going to have to use a steak bone to make me a new saddle for my guitar. And he was okay, you know. Well, it was everybody knew everybody, and it was a little bitty town there, Hideaway Park. And the guy that owned the local hardware store, it was an Ace Hardware up there. I went in there, and he knew me. He had been watching us play. I just could use his vise and his stuff to cut me a new bridge. So I found a section of bone that I took the old saddle out of my guitar and compared it, you know, and copied it using files and sandpaper and stuff, and I got the thickness right, and so then I got the length cut right, you know, with a hacksaw, and I used like primitive tools, no belt sanders or nothing, so I made the arch of it perfect, and I made it rounded perfect, and I put that thing in. After I finished it, it was perfect. It looked like Martin made a new saddle for that guitar. So I put that saddle in there, and it's snugged in there real nice and firm, and it was perfect height, just like the other one. Same height, same everything. So I put my strings on it, and it was ideal, perfect. And I played it that night. There was no difference. It was just as good as before. And it didn't cost me a dime to build a new saddle for that guitar out of a steak bone somebody had across their lips the night before. So that was cool. That's a good story that I've told throughout the years. And we opened up for a guy named Rusty Weir. He wrote the song "The Coast of Colorado" after California's gone. Big hit back then. So we opened up, our duo opened up for him, and he had a steel player that lived up there, and we got the steel player to play with us, you know, and it sounded fabulous. You know, we did some Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and he did the steel part, you know, and teach your children. But anyway, this guitar, I got it about 2 weeks ago from a guy. I grooved out the nut here. I grooved it out with a nut with a file. And then after I get it down to the point where there's the down in the groove where the no part of the nut is touching the sides of the string, just the bottom it lays on is touching it, so it's not pinching the string anymore. There's enough room there for the string to waller around it, so it won't go out of tune. And I put it's like I'm doing a commercial for people, but I got a little tube of this stuff. Well, after I put this stuff, even if it's a graphite nut, this stuff is called Tune It, and it's made by Nomad or whatever, but you can buy it. Music Nomad. But anyway, you can buy it from Sweetwater Guitar Center. Musician's friend. And then after I put that in, I put the string down in the groove, and that alone is really good. But then after that, after I put the strings in, I get this 3-in-1 silicone high temp refined silicone lubricant that don't dry out. It's real slimy. The string just slides on it like it's ice. And this is the next best thing to do this procedure to having a roller nut. It's great. It makes your guitar stay in tune with the tremolo bar, and like. Some perfect tune. Perfect, in tune, in tune, in tune. love this tremolo bar, man. Yeah. I'll be playing that guitar at Rock Ribs and Ridges in New Jersey. Rock Ribs and Ridges Festival in New Jersey. It's going to be fun. Something was on my screen here. Well, Rock Ribs and Ridges. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's the Friday the 25th. The Screaming Eagle Band's going to play and open up the festival on Friday night with Marshall Tucker thereafter. In other words, they're going to open for Marshall Tucker. And I was hoping I was going to get to be a guest guitarist with Marshall Tucker. I thought I was. But I said something to Doug Gray on my own Messenger. I said, man, I can't wait to be sitting in with you guys. That's going to be an honor for old Terry to play with you and the Tucker Boys at Rock Ribs. And his answer was about 6 of those little blue thumbs up jobbers. You know, so I figured it was on, and then he said something about may not be able to do that. But it's still on. I mean, still a possibility that I might be able to get up and jam with those guys. They're great. Those 2 guitar players. One of them's a little heavy set, plays a Les Paul, and the other one plays a Les Paul gold top with a Epiphone, made by Epiphone, and it really sounds good. You can't tell the difference. The only difference is the shape of the headstock. You know, it's all the same. Indonesia makes great guitars. I've got 6 Paul Reed Smith guitars that were made in Indonesia. 2 of them were made in Korea, but I've got some D'Angelico guitars that are awesome. And they were made in Korea and Indonesia. And but anyway, you'll see me at Rock Ribs and Ridges wearing this Indian t-shirt. You know, I'm trying to make a comeback. I'm a Cherokee Indian trying to make a comeback. My first album since I left Black Oak, Arkansas, as their lead guitar player. You know, played with Jim Dandy Mangrum, Jim Leslie Mangrum, Dandy. I'm still in the Black Oak. Once you're in Black Oak, man, you're in the family. It's like the mafia. There's no leaving the family, you know. Well, they'd have to kill you. But anyway, this is my first album as a solo artist without Black Oak. I mean, you know, not that I did a bunch of records with Black Oak, but anyway, it's called Return of the Indian, and it's a fabulous record. It's all guitar instrumentals, and it talks to you. It's feel-good music. You know, the record is. And got songs on the Rolling Smoke. I was influenced by Dave Gator Broadhurst, so I called it Rolling Smoke, and in parentheses, Gator's fault. It's his fault that I did the tune, because he told me to do one, and I said, I guarantee I'll do one and you can play it on the air the next night. And he said, do it. I did it. And he played the YouTube version, and it was really good. So I put it on my album, Return of the Indian. See, I'm Cherokee, so Return of the Indian. I'm the Indian. So there you go. That's the name of that tune. But anyway, this is being brought to you by Rely tampons. We're not number one, but we're up in there. Also, Coca-Cola. Diet Coke is in my Yeti cup. I'm Pop. My grandchildren had me this made for Father's Day years ago. And I put my ice, it holds cold drinks forever. Good stuff. But, hell, I've been jabbering and talking about things for 27 minutes. I'm a yapper. Yapper. I am not a crook. Nixon. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. But anyway, Rock Ribs and Ridges. Tune in to For the People Radio 101.com. For the People Radio 101.com. For the People Radio 101.com. And listen to David the Gator Broadhurst. He is one of the best DJs. I mean, I've heard some DJs in my time, but this guy's the best. So y'all tune in to hear my brother. Later. God bless. And praise Jesus every day. You get out of bed, it's a wonderful day. You're out of bed. Have a great one.